Then video. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the it's not the first episode on this channel, but trying something new. We're gonna do a little PL preview, Premier League preview, match week 1. So kind enough for Ryan to join me here, and we're gonna get into things here in just a minute. But first, watch this quick video. It is all about the Arsenal here at the Bearded Gooner Show, and a little something I'm gonna, I don't know, man. You and I have talked about this before, so I don't know if this is a shock to you, but I am trying to, so what do I want to use here? Start up, I guess. I'm trying to launch a bit of my own media conglomerate. So I'm looking to kind of get into it here with a little bit of TBG media. So for anybody who's watching a lot, the Bearded Gooner Media. So Darren is over in the comment box, and Darren, thanks for being here, man. I know you're up late, dude. So listen, Darren is absolutely, in my opinion, the best dude going on Twitter, man. This guy, he's so positive. He's constantly retweeting stuff that we do. He's a great friend, great fan and friend of all of the work that all of us do here at TBG Media, over at Same Old Arsenal USA. Great friend and fan of Ray over at Arsenal Circle. So Darren, awesome. Thank you for being here for this. So basically, it's a little bit of a new endeavor. What we're going to do here, we're just going to talk about the first week. We're going to talk about every game. We'll spend the most time, obviously, on Arsenal because we're both Arsenal supporters. So we know it's what we love. So we'll hate to love maybe, but
took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah. So we'll spend most of the time on this show, mostly Arsenal Fulham, and then we'll dive into the rest of the matches, give a prediction. And I think one of the things we'll do as we move forward here throughout the season, Ryan is kind enough to join me tonight. I'm sure Stan will be around. Rowan will be around from Same Old Arsenal USA. So
I'll be here every week unless you kick me out. There's nothing you could do.
Nothing I can do, right? Yeah, no.
Well, then.
I wield all of the power. One ring to rule them all. So what we'll do is we'll kind of keep a running tally of our predictions because we are going to give predictions with scores. And here's what's the best part about this show right now is I'm throwing Ryan curveballs because we've done no show prep on this whatsoever. So, whoa. Do you see the comment? Look at Darren. Look at Darren.
Under the boy.
Right on. Wow. Man, Darren, that hurts, cowboy. Man, I thought you were on my side.
I think he knows about your cane tattoo on the side of your ribs.
That was between you and I. That was a private moment. That was only you. Oh man.
When in Las Vegas, what could I say?
The stories of Las Vegas that we could tell. So you want to get into it, man, or what? Let's do it.
The show or Vegas?
The show.
Okay.
I'm trying to keep it at the very least PG-13 here. So I have it on good authority that there might actually be an 8-year-old watching this show right now. And we could talk about that later. But Vonster, if you're watching the show, man, I like it. Thank you very much for being out there, brother. I appreciate it. We appreciate it. So yeah, we're going on the road. A little bit of a London derby out to West London, Craven Cottage, on the banks of the Thames. I like to call it the Lumberyard. I've actually seen the stadium. I've never been in it. It literally, from the outside, to me, it looks like a lumberyard. Like as you're walking up to it, you think, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to buy some 2x4s. I'm going to build myself a fence. And little do you know that they actually play football in there. So Alphonse Areola from PSG, goalkeeper, apparently going on loan to Fulham for the season. So I would say that's the biggest news of the day. I don't know a lot about Areola other than his last name is, I hate to say, unfortunate in the English language.
I definitely had to do a double check when I think he was playing for PSG. I'm like, is that really his name? I don't know. That is, I think I said the same thing. I was like, oh, that's unfortunate,
Right. So anyway, Fulham. I'm not gonna lie to you. I haven't done a lot of research on them. I honestly haven't heard a lot of transfer rumors about them this year. So I would say they're coming up to the Prem again, second time in 3 years. They are in the embryo stages of turning into that yo-yo club. Up, down, up, down, up, down every year. So last time we were at Craven Cottage, Aaron Ramsey had that cheeky little backheel goal, if you recall. I believe we beat him 5-1. Throw all the old records out the door. Nothing matters. So first week of the season, first game. I feel good. I'm gonna go prediction right off the bat, and I'm gonna say that we're gonna go to the Cottage. And I think we can get a 3-1 victory and take all 3 points. This is the kind of show that I love because we really are just winging it. There's absolutely no form to talk about. It's the beginning of the season. And for Arsenal, we're going up against a newly promoted side. So it's kind of like all bets are off. So we look back, the bottom line is last 2 games that we've played, 2 trophies, right? How bad can that be? So it's almost like, is there a trophy at the end of the Fulham game? Are we gonna get another piece of hardware for this, and are we gonna be disappointed if we don't? So go, because I'm sick of talking.
Okay, so they made a couple other decent signings. They signed. Oh, see, I said that, and Alfonso Robson. I don't know. He's a left winger, a left back from Wigan. He's gonna have to. He's fighting with Joe Bryant to take that spot.
I did hear that. Hear that.
Probably more important than that, though, they signed a duo from Southampton in Mario Lemina and the other guy is like Hunter Harrison Reed. Jeez, I can't think of his name. Harrison Reed.
Lemina, I heard about Lemina. And the other guy, no idea.
The other guy, he's some center mid. I don't really know anything about him, but Lemina is. I mean, he's not a world beater, but it's good signing for them. He's very versatile, playing anywhere in the middle of the park. I kind of said some things last night on the Same Old Arsenal podcast. I'm changed my tune a little bit. I'm pretty confident. Their defense is pretty non-existent. They kind of remind me of Norwich coming in from last season. Their attack is really good. That Mitrovic is always a threat. He won the Golden Boot in the championship last season to get like 25 goals. So it's interesting because you have a team coming up from the championship. You don't know too much about them. First in the season, so you don't know anything about them to begin with. Let alone they weren't even in our league last year, and we're away, which. Our away form has obviously been getting better, but it's not. I don't think it's where I want it to be. I guess I'll say that, but I don't know. I think Fulham's. They don't have enough depth. I don't think they're going to hang. I did say last night that they're going to get relegated, and I stick by that. I think they're going to finish dead last. I just don't think they have any depth. They have no defense. Ariel's a good signing, but he's going to be facing a lot of shots every week. I don't know. He can't save them all. He just can't. But they're very attack minded.
Does he start Saturday?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't know. So I don't know what the whole quarantining issue is. I don't know if he has quarantine or not.
I think within the what do I want to say? I guess the major countries on the continent: Spain, Italy, Germany, France, Belgium. I think as long as you're in training, Stan, thanks for being out there, brother. In fact, Stan, do me a favor. It'll just make things easier because I kind of want us to do I want all of us, if possible, to do predictions for everything, and then, as we go, we'll kind of tally up our win-loss record, and I'll say, if we call a draw and it's a draw, that'll count, I guess, as a win. But give us as we go through, do me a favor, comment score line on it, because we're going to do every match tonight. So on every match on this week. So Stan, if you're out there, you got that. So I think as long as you're in training with your previous club, so with Ferrariol, it would be PSG, and I would imagine he was back in training. I think they get to skip the quarantine period because Ceballos was in training with Real Madrid, and he played the exhibition. He played the friendly against.
But his thing, he was in an elite bubble. It's something that Real Madrid did.
But that's what I mean. I think those elite bubbles are in the country. I don't know. I could be totally wrong. So, but
yeah, we'll see. Also, to another person to watch out for Fulham. I don't know if he's going to play. Ivan Calaviero. He was He was loaned out by the Wolves, actually, and then 6 months later, Fulham signed him permanently. He's another forward. He could come from the flanks and kind of mess with our fullbacks a little bit. But, I mean, you gave a prediction. I'm going to give a prediction. I'm not worried one bit. It's the first game, though, so you really don't know what you're going to expect. I know we've played here and there. 2 trophies, great, awesome. But I'm gonna go 2-0 to the Arsenal. I know it's weird having us not concede, and on top of us always, somehow conceding, and Fulham having very offensive weapons. I think they're gonna come out kind of flat, not get their legs under them, their sea legs, I guess you could say. But I do see us missing a lot of chances. I do see us somewhat matching their flatness with our own flatness. But I do think we get it. I do think we win. I think we win the game convincingly. I mean, 2-0 is not really a convincing win, but I think we're just going to dominate them. We're going to outplay them. I think the chances are going to be there. I think we probably should, looking, forward, I think we should probably beat them 7-0. Or I guess looking back after the game, we're probably going to think we would have won 7-0. But I just think we're not going to capitalize on some chances. But I do see a nice 2-0 win and 3 points to the Arsenal.
I had a question here, and I completely lost my train of thought.
8 inches. You keep asking me. 8 inches. Move on.
Around. Think about it. How big an absence is David Luiz going to be? Because apparently now this is a relatively serious neck injury. So I'm going to go back to when did the restart begin? June 10th. Is it June 10th? June 17th. June 17th. No, it was June 17th, I think. It was middle of June. Nobody wanted David Luiz. No Arsenal supporter wanted David Luiz to get that 1-year extension. And now we're sitting here thinking he's the anchor to the back line. How much are we going to miss him with this neck injury that supposedly is going to keep him out for a while? Is this something to be concerned about?
Personally, I'm not concerned. I know. I mean, I'm a sucker, and I read into Arsenal Twitter and how David Luiz is just such a good mentor, and he's mentoring Gabriel, he's mentoring Saliba, and all this, and I do think he is. It's gonna be interesting because I do think starting Saliba and starting Gabriel is probably not the move to make. First of all, I don't think they are going to start both of them anyways.
No.
But
I think we're going to get Rob Holding. I think it's going to be a back three again with Tierney as the LCB, the liquor control board. That's in. From now on, whenever we play a back three and Tierney's at left center back, I'm calling him the liquor control board.
And he's stylish too. It's fitting. I like it.
Yeah, right. Wow. So who's going to anchor that back line then? Is it going to be Rob Holding?
I think it's going to be, yes. I think it's going to be Holding. I think it's going to be Tierney. I forgot. And I think it's going to be Saliba, actually. And it's funny because I've given.
I'm all right with that. You know what? Because go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, I've said on multiple podcasts. I don't think Saliba needs to start week 1. I don't understand it. We can't be throwing to the wolves, but it's Fulham. I know it's Fulham. I think they're gonna finish last. I do. And we have injuries and things are gonna happen. And I think throwing him one game into the Premier League spotlight, I don't think is gonna be. I don't think it's gonna kill his career. I don't think it's gonna kill his confidence.
I'm going to take the opposite stance of you on this real quick. We're already at 15 and a half minutes. I wanted to be done with this in a half hour. We're going to spend a half hour on this game alone. I'm going to take the opposite stance. I almost think it's better to throw Saliba in there. Gabriel Magalhaes, a little bit of a different story because he's just getting into training with the team, but Saliba's been there. He was there for the FA Cup win. Yeah. So he's been in training. William Saliba, I'm not all that concerned with, and I'm going to take the opposite stance of throwing him into the fire right off the bat from this standpoint. He doesn't get a chance to think about it. In other words, if he doesn't start week 1, now he's like, well, when am I going to get that first start? And does it sort of play a mind game with him a little bit? You know what I mean? Throw him in, tell him Saturday morning, look, you're a starter. You're going to play on the right side of a back 3, and off you go. And let's see what we get. And I think Fulham is a good. I think that's a good start for him. I don't know that Fulham is going to. Don't know they're going to finish dead last. But I don't think they're going to be in a relegation battle. I think all year long. To be honest,
that's the thing too. I think it's the best of both worlds because whatever, whether you think they'll finish last or not, fine. But like for me, I do think they're gonna finish last. But like, so it's like, okay, so you're playing probably one of the worst teams in the Premier League, cool. But they still have Ivan Calafiero and Mitrovic, who are deadly. They could score. Yeah. Mitrovic, I see him getting into the teens in goals, and I mean it's. Not Aubameyang's 22, but it's not bad. And yes, I was actually going to bring up Sam Greenwood's point, and I'm going to pose a question to you, Tanner. So we don't have Luis, we don't have Mari, we don't have Mustafi Chambers. Back 4? What? Back 4? Do we think about it? Is it maybe Arteta's thinking like, all right.
You know what? Because of the injury, it could be. Because if you go with the back 3, you have no substitute really at this point, right? So maybe you do have to go back 4. So unless if it's a back 4,
the academy, which we could do, we could have an academy player on the bench.
I could see I could see him experimenting with the back 4 off the bat and seeing how it goes. And if it doesn't go well in the first half, just make the adjustment at halftime and go to the back 3 and see what happens with. I will be very interested to see the team sheet. Saturday morning to see who gets to start because we do have El Nene. We have, I don't know. What is it? Whip and El Nene? Is that what it is?
I just know it's like something like this and like, I don't know.
At any rate. So we have Granit Xhaka, Mohamed El Nene, and Dani Ceballos back in the fold. So very curious. And with the injury, very curious to see how he lines how we line up on Saturday. So
I think it's also what's very interesting too is the transfer window is still open for like another month-ish or 3 weeks. So I think Arteta can kind of, I don't really want him to play with the squad a little bit, but like he can move pieces around. If we need to go back 4 because of injuries, we go back 4. We have 3 in the midfield. Move a few pieces around because obviously I think you think, and I think everyone else thinks we still need at least one more midfielder. So I'm sure he's going to be moving the midfield around as well as moving the defense around. And in moving, and kind of what I just said, in moving the defense around between a back 3, back 4, you're moving the midfield around, which is I think something he wants to do anyway. Because again, we need a midfielder, and we kind of want to see what we have, what we need, all that good stuff. So it's going to be an interesting couple weeks, a couple run of games. Hopefully Luis is not out for too long, but I just think it's I think it's good. And I don't like managers that experiment too much. I used to make fun of Unai Emery and say, oh, he's Frankenstein. He's just moving things around, plugging what fits. But I kind of think Arteta has to a little bit, because with the transfer window being open, we still need to know like what we need, what we don't need, what we need to get rid of. And then on top of that, we have a lot of injuries to our center backs. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think the injuries are going to force his hand. I think the fact that we haven't gotten the midfield reinforcements in that he wants, I think is going to force his hand into, making some lineup decisions that maybe he doesn't want to make right off the bat. So I don't want to get into the transfer stuff in the window that we could go on about that for hours. So Ryan is at 2-0 to the Arsenal. I am at 3-1 to the Arsenal. We're both at a two goal difference. So, I think we're in agreement in terms of maybe perhaps quality on this. So let's move on. I'm going to go through this chronologically as the Premier League app has everything listed. So the next game up is a big one. One that everybody, I can tell you right now, everybody's going to be watching this one, clamoring for it. The pubs are going to be as full as they possibly can be for this. It's massive. It's absolutely massive. Selhurst Park is going to be rocking. Crystal Palace, Southampton at Selhurst Park in South London.
I think this is why we're taking so long, is because you amp up, like you talk. You literally
This one, it's like, okay. I
literally took 2 minutes. Like, oh, guys, this is the game, match of the day.
Crystal Palace is one of those clubs that has a bit of I have a bit of a soft spot for. I don't really know why, but I just do. They're always there. They battle relegation year after year, or at the very least close. But they're always there. They always seem to hang around, and they always seem to find a way to stay up. So what Palace has done. Hey, what has Palace not done? They haven't sold
us.
They haven't sold Wilfred Zaha. So Southampton, they have Danny Ings. So, came close to winning the Golden Boot last year. Nice player. I like Danny Ings as a lot as a striker. So again, I don't need to spend a whole lot of time on this, but I'm going to say 2-0 to Southampton.
I'm going to say I would say 2-1 to Southampton. I think Palace next one. Yeah.
Who's out there in the comments right now? I know Sam. Oh, and Sam, by the way, I got the alert. Actually, I was looking at my phone. I got the alert in my email that you subscribed to the channel. So thank you very much. I don't ding. I don't have a bell here, but ding. That's for you, Sam. Thanks for Thanks for the subscription. Anybody else out there who hasn't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Drop a thumbs up or a thumbs down. And if it's a thumbs down by chance, and you're just doing it and you're not doing it to be funny or different, then leave a comment as to why, please. And thank you. Just quick shout outs to everybody here in the comments. Ray's out there. Ray, thanks for being out there as always, my friend. Really appreciate it. Again, Stan is out there as well. Sam, Darren, I'm scrolling through here. We got 10 people watching right now. Greg, Graham John. Greg, thanks for being out there, man. Yeah, thanks for being out there, man. Appreciate you watching. Drop a subscription, Greg, if you would, please. I'd really appreciate that, man.
I think he already is, no? I don't know.
He might be. Yeah, I'm not sure. Greg, if you're not already subscribed.
You better be Greg.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. He's one of my good friends. So sorry.
He's not scared. He's not scared of you. So what do I said 2-0 to Saints. You said what? You said 2-1?
I said 2-1, yeah.
So yeah, there's not really the other matches here, and this is just a fun thing to do, guys. Again, I'll be totally honest with you. I'm just trying to build up the channel a little bit, create a few more shows. Get you out there, a little bit more content. So we're going to be working on this throughout the season. If you guys have any ideas, anything you want to see, please, by all means, drop a comment here. Shoot me a message on Twitter by all means. Give me any ideas that you have. I'm open to anything. So let's move on. A match I'm actually very interested to watch. It is at Anfield. It starts at 12:30, but Liverpool Leeds, newly promoted, back in the Premier League. I dare say many Premier League fans or many footy fans think this is where Leeds belong. Liverpool haven't really done much this year. Their team is virtually unchanged, I think, with the exception of a few youngsters, that Rhian Brewster coming through. Minamino figures to get a little bit more playing time this year. Nothing on Thiago Alcantara to Liverpool right now.
Signed the left back from Olympiacos. It's some. But I think it's Greek. I can't say his name, and I'm not going to.
I can't say his name either. But he's. I mean, what? He's covered for Robertson, right? I mean, he's not a bad.
He's a left back. Yeah,
he's just covered for Robinson. That's all it is. Leeds, real excited to see Leeds back in the Premier League, and I think Leeds can do. I think they. I don't want to say they can do some damage. I think they're going to give clubs a run for their money. I think they're going to be hovering around the top 6. I think they're going to be Wolves of 2 or 3 years ago. They could be Sheffield United from last year. That team that's just they're right on the periphery. They're going to give teams a lot of fits. They're very well managed. Marcelo Bielsa is just a fantastic manager. He really is. And nobody has seen the video of Bielsa actually getting out of his car at Elland Road and going over to the disabled supporter, shaking hands and having a brief conversation. That's just one of those things that, if you need a reason to root for a team playing anyone that, Arsenal isn't involved, there's a reason for you right there. It's just a feel good story. And that's a great thing to see from anyone in the business of football. But, you got any thoughts on the game at all? I mean, just any tactical breakdown, anything you want to say, and we'll just do predictions real quick after that.
So it's so funny because you just went into this whole Leeds feel good story. They're going to be, and I agree with you to an extent. Honestly, I just like their color scheme. The blue, yellow, and white is really cool. And a little fun fact.
Such a girl.
A little fun fact.
Such a girl.
Yeah. And a little escape into my mind. So when I was a kid, and I was gonna keep this a secret, but it's as a kid we
have no secrets here. We have no secrets.
When I was a kid, I would root for teams if I liked their colors. That's if the colors were appealing to me. I'm sorry to say, Stan, I called you Stan. Sorry to say, Tanner, that I actually for I wouldn't even say a full year, probably half a year, I was a Steelers fan. I love the black and yellow. Love the black and yellow combo. Went to the Dolphins for a little bit because green and orange is kind of weird and different. But anyways, whatever.
Ryan, hang on a minute. Ryan, you know what happens when you bring up the Pittsburgh Steelers on my channel?
Oh, here we go.
Do you know what happens, Ryan? Do you know what happens when the Pittsburgh Steelers get brought up on my channel in a show that I'm trying to keep under a half hour and we're already at 28 minutes? You know what happens?
Should I assume the position now? Or
do you know what happens?
No. But anyway, so more importantly, the game. Sorry. Anyways, I think Leeds are going to score early and be like, "Oh shit, this team Leeds is pretty good." But I think Liverpool is going to be like, "Yeah, but we won the Premier League last year, so why don't you go take your ball and go home to your stepmom's house?" And I think they're going to beat them 3-1, 4-1.
So. That's where my head was. I think Leeds are going to give them a run for a while, and Liverpool's quality will shine through in the end. I actually had 3-1. I'm with you there. So pick one. You said 3 or 4. So which one do you think?
I don't want to be. Yeah, I'll be different. 4-1. Let's get.
You're gonna go 4-1. All right. I'm going 3-1. Ray had a question. Let's bring this in real quick.
Is that worded?
We have a breakout? Will we have a breakout game winning 5-1 anytime this season? In the Prem, Ray. By breakout game, I think you kind of mean a win like that 5-1 then kind of catapults us a little further. It's tough to say. It's tough to say right now.
Let me answer. Yes, we will. And every year we have had a similar 5-1 win. What was it? I think 3 years ago it was Everton. 2 years ago I think was Everton, West Ham, and then last year was Sheffield, right? I don't know. Every year we have some crazy win where we just dominate a team and we just keep scoring. I think West Ham, maybe it was West Ham 3. Doesn't matter. It's gonna happen. And it's weird because we'll have a 5-1 win. I just don't necessarily think it'll be like our coming out party, as I think Ray is probably trying to allude to. I think that all depends on, again, I hate saying this, but I think it depends on our transfer business that we do. I like our offense right now. I like our attack. I like what we have. I like what we have right now. And I think if we don't make another signing and we don't let another person go from now until the end of the season, I still see us winning a game 5-1. It's just, I guess, it's just like in our we do it at least once a year. So it'll happen.
Does it carry forward? See, to me, that's the thing. I think we can win a game 5-1. I think we could win a few games 5-1.
We won a game 5-1 with Emery, I think, which was like, oh man, and then it's like, well,
it was Fulham.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, so I was like, yeah,
it was last time we played Fulham at the Cottage. Yeah. It was 5-1. I think we can win a few games 5-1. The question will be, so Ray, to answer your question, it's really hard to say right now. I hope that we can have that sort of catapult game, that breakout game that you're talking about. But it's really hard to say right now. That being said, I'd love to see it happen Saturday morning. Honestly, I'd love to see us pace Fulham 5-1 and carry that forward. 5-1 to Fulham, at Craven Cottage against Fulham. We get West Ham at home, and who knows what that could be, 3 or 4-0, and then we take that momentum on the road to Anfield, and I'm getting way ahead of myself here. But
I'm actually about to
just hold that thought. Whenever you guys see me on my phone, I'm just writing down the predictions so that I can keep track of everything. So, Ryan's comments just don't really matter.
He's texting me, guys. Don't listen to him. He's texting me dick pics. Anyways, no. So what I was gonna say was my.
Anyways. Wait. Like they're actually like you can actually see it.
Oh, it's. I'm assuming you're not sending me pictures of shrubbery. I'm assuming there's a dick in there. But anyways,
we are not to say nee, and we demand a shrubbery for those Monty Python fans in the audience.
Yeah. Jesus Christ, you're so old, Tanner.
Anyways, wow.
But my point that I'm going to contradict myself with was I do see us winning 5-1. But it's not going to be a regular thing. I think the Premier League is too good, too strong, and it's the toughest league in the world. 100%. We're not going to win 5-1 at will. I mean, I don't think Liverpool did it, and I think I don't. Especially this season, our team is never going to match the Liverpool of last season. We're never going to have that attack. We're never going to have that defense. We're never going to have that midfield. It's just not going to happen. And to people who think that we're going to do that when we sign Partey and Aouar, you're fucking nuts. But yeah,
I like the optimism there.
Yeah.
Notice, ladies and gentlemen, notice he said when we sign Thomas Partey and Husam, is it Aouar?
Like Jaguar. Jaguar. It's like Jaguar.
Yeah, you guys.
When I think of Aouar, I think of like a really cool like French perfume. That like I would just I don't know.
Actually, kind of think of like the British villain. I don't know. It's because of the Jaguar thing. It's because of what you just said. So all right. So Liverpool 4-1 over Leeds. That's Ryan's prediction. I've got 3-1 Liverpool over Leeds. 3:00 Saturday afternoon is another barn burner. West Ham and Newcastle at the London Stadium. Not going to spend a lot of time on this one either. I think Newcastle actually going to be a relatively speaking much improved club. I'm going to give Newcastle a 2-0 win at the London Stadium over West Ham.
Wow. I see. This is our first. Just because I want to be weird, I want to be different. I'm going to say 4-2 West Ham. Yeah, I know. I'm being weird. I'm just going crazy today. But I agree, though. I think Newcastle's making some moves. But then today it just came out that they got rejected by the Premier League from getting the Saudi Arabian take. Is that Saudi Arabian?
Saudi Arabian take. Oh, yeah. So what did you say? 4-2?
4-2 West Ham.
West Ham. Yeah.
Listen, we're hanging out. We're drinking some beers. We're predicting Premier League games. 4-2 West Ham. And I like it. Let's go. And I do this a lot. I did it last night. I'm going to do it tonight, and I'm going to just do it. I'm going to contradict myself again. I think Newcastle's going to be a really good team. They just
flip-floppinho. Flip-floppinho.
You say flip-flop, I say contradict. You say tomato, I say go fuck yourself. I I think Newcastle's gonna be a really good team. I think Jamal Lewis is who they just signed, who was someone that I actually wanted us. I wanted us to sign him. Maybe not to start, but I definitely think he was someone we could hold on to for a little bit and take us forward.
Good move. It's a good move for them.
And I'm a big fan of Saint Maximum. Is that how you say his name? I don't even know.
Saint Maximin.
And then the other guy. I swear to you, I always confuse him and the other guy. He's the guy with the headband, right? Well, the other guy with the headband is
Saint Maximin. Yeah. He's got the dreads and he wears a headband.
I want him in Arsenal, but I always used to confuse him and the other winger. I don't remember who it was, but yeah, and not Miguel Almiron. He's a center mid, but I think they're going to be a good team. I think they're a hardworking team. Their goalie is Dubravka. No, who's it? Is their goalie Dubravka? I don't know, but
Dubravka at Newcastle.
Yeah, right. I don't know.
Yeah. I think it's.
This is going to show our Arsenal fandom right now because I can't. I'm mixing names up here and there. If they don't play for Arsenal, I frankly don't care. But
Dubravka played for Arsenal. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Dubravka he was here for a minute.
But yeah,
because I'm looking him up.
All right, go for it. So I think they're gonna be a really good team. I think they're gonna finish probably bottom part of the top table, like ninth. They'll be like that. I think they're gonna make a play for the European League, the European. I've had too many beers. Spots, and I think they're gonna fall to like 9th, 10th. But I think they're gonna be a team that could give. I think they're going to give teams trouble last year. They kind of really didn't do what I wanted them to do, but they're a team that's going to be. They're going to be. I think they're also a team too, and kind of in lines with my prediction. I think they're going to be a team exciting to watch, regardless of what end of the score line they're on. So I think it's going to be a very exciting game against West Ham. I just don't see them coming out on top. I don't know why. I just want to be. West Ham always surprises me. West Ham, they'll beat you 4-2, and then they'll lose 5-0 to Fulham. I don't know, like who knows?
Beat Chelsea during the restart. So
yeah.
So where are we here? West Ham, Newcastle. So you've got 4-2 to West Ham. I've got West Ham 0, Newcastle 2. That's what I'm going with. I think Newcastle have more than West Ham have. So, all right, moving on. We're into Sunday now, and this is going to be a 9 a.m. Eastern time. By the way, giving all of the times in Eastern Standard Time for anybody out there that might be slightly confused. This is Eastern Standard Time. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Again, newly promoted West Bromwich Albion and Leicester City. This one's at the Hawthorns. I've actually been to the Hawthorns before. Not a bad stadium. Small, relatively speaking, but it's a nice little stadium, nice little park. I had good seats. I had a really good seat for it. They played Sheffield United. They lost, but they played Sheffield United. Good match, really good match. Don't think Kieran Gibbs is with West Brom anymore.
Really?
We sold him. Yeah, I don't think he's there anymore. Could be wrong on that, but I'm fairly certain they sold him on. Let me just check that real quick.
I think you're making this up.
This is a tough one. He is still there. He is still there. This is a tough one for me to pick. I legitimately think West Brom could win this match. Slaven Bilic is their manager, and he knows the Premier League from his days at West Ham. I think he'll have them ready to go. It's their first match at home back in the Premier League, and I don't like the way that Leicester finished the season. So I actually think West Brom can nick this one, and I'm going to
do it.
West Brom 2, Leicester City 1.
Ooh, he's a freaky girl, huh? All right. Okay.
Oh, you have no idea.
Okay, Odell Beckham. Let's go. All right. He's a freaky little girl. I'm gonna go 1-0 to Leicester. I think it's funny too because when West Brom went down, I feel like they had the identity of just sitting back and playing a really tough, mean defensive game and really making you work to score. And I think that their mentality and their identity kind of changed. I don't think they're like that anymore. I think that's probably just a Tony Pulis fuckboy thing, but I don't know. I don't really. They're probably the one. They're the one team out of the newly promoted teams that I don't really know anything about other than Kieran Gibbs. I don't really. I'm sure I'll do some frantic researching the week before we play them, but yeah, I actually agree with you. I think Leicester's carriage is turning into a pumpkin, and it didn't sound right. But I think their fairy dust is kind of wearing off. I don't think they're going to be the team they've been for the past couple of years. I do still think they'll finish the top half of the table. I think they'll make a play for Europa, but I think their time hanging with the big boys is slowly running out. So yeah, but
fair.
Still 1-0 win to Leicester.
I don't know, man. I guess I agree with you. I agree with you there. The sparkle's going to wear off Leicester a little bit, I think.
You should have signed with us, Vardy. You done fucked up. Although, don't get me wrong, I love Aubameyang, but I just.
Oh, absolutely. I'd still.
I'm a closet Vardy fan, so like I was upset.
Ironically enough, until his little incident against us at the Emirates in the restart, I was a closet Jamie Vardy fan too, because he was like at the time until that was like, okay, he's a bit of a dirty player, but it wasn't against us.
I don't want to say he's dirty.
I kind of like that, but
I guess he's dirty. I think he's more of a player who tries to push the envelope and see what he can get away with. I don't think he has. I mean, I could be wrong, and people are probably going to slack me off of this, but I don't think he has really any real bad ill intention in any of his dirty tackles. I just think he kind of tries to push the envelope, see what he can get away with, see what he can do, see how cheeky he could get. Like I said, I'm a closet Vardy fan. I would go to bars if I was in a good mood. I would say no Vardy, no party, and then if I was not in a good mood, I would yell, chat shit, get banged. So I'm a man of the people. I love you, Vardy. But you should have signed with us. You done fucked up.
All right. Moving on. Game is Sunday. This is, again, Eastern time. 11:30. This is a good one.
Good one. Yeah, right.
The scum, the subjects of this all or nothing god awful documentary on whatever it is, Amazon Prime or Hulu or whatever it is. But so the scum host Everton at the shit bowl up in North London. I'm actually very surprised that the scum have not done more in this transfer window. They've really, in my opinion, not done anything to improve the team. Matt Doherty, okay. What is he? What he's going to be a right back? I think is what he is. He's going to play right back for them or left back? Back?
Right, he's right back. Yeah,
right back. Other than that, it's the same team from last year.
Whoa! Come on, baby. The magic of Joe Hart lives in the show.
Oh God!
Come on, Joe Hart. Yeah. And to be fair to they all probably their best signing, which he wouldn't come anywhere near our squad. And I don't think he's that good of a player, but I think if they suck, so it's an upgrade for them. They signed Pierre the Højbjerg. He has like
that Emil Højbjerg. Yeah. Sam, I'm with you 100% on this. I'm not really going to spend a lot of time on this. Everton have improved their midfield tenfold. The Allen player from I can't even remember where he came from. Not going to lie, I had a few beers before we came onto this program as well. And by a few, I mean damn near half a case. So
keep the party going.
So the Allen, James Rodriguez, and the jury's out on him. I know a lot of people are torn on him. He's a bit of a lightning rod.
Overrated. I said it last night.
Well, but here's the thing. He might be overrated, but I'll tell you what. He played under Ancelotti at Barcelona, I believe, and he was a good player for Ancelotti. I think that's why Ancelotti brought him in. But then they get Abdoulaye Doucouré from Watford. That is a big time signing for Everton. Sam, you said you think that Everton are going to upset the Scum, and I am with you. And I actually think they're going to pull off a 2-1 upset at the Shit Bowl in North London.
So fair play to Sam.
It's also probably wishful thinking, but
yeah, fair play to Sam. Nice, shout out Sam. I'm going to shout out someone else. I'm going to shout out Ray. And Ray says, "Don't forget your draws, Ryan." I did not forget about my draws, Ray. I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think I don't know. It's two good friends of mine are Everton fans, Addison and Scott. Shout out to you guys. And I don't have the most fun talking footy with them because Everton fans are I call them like moops or mopes. They're moping around, which for good reason. I'm not saying they're wrong. Good reason, but I feel, in my opinion, every year they tend to make signings that are good for them and that could definitely make them better and they're exciting, and they just don't do anything with them. And they
just don't ever seem to pan out. And I remember when they signed Pickford and Everton fans were like, he's the England number one, between the sticks, and he's just never really played like his country's number one goalkeeper. His distribution is spot on. His distribution's fantastic.
He's not going to be the goalie for England much longer. I think Nick Pope is going to take his spot.
Yep.
And shout out to Nick Pope. He made. I was reading all the guys. I kind of skimmed all the players because they said Aubameyang made the PFA Team of the Year. It's like, oh, cool. And then I just you go up, you see Liverpool, Man City, I think Arsenal, and then you're just like, Burnley. Like, who the fuck is this? Like, Nick Pope. Like, hey, he was a good goalie, but you just like a Burnley player in the Player of the Year. Like, what the I mean, yeah, COVID. We're living in crazy times with COVID, but fucking Burnley playing in the Team of the Year. That's some crazy stuff right there. But I he's a fantastic goalie. I think he's definitely going to. He's going to definitely. I want to say he's going to turn heads, but he plays for Burnley, which they're like the opposite of turning. I mean, if anything, their fans probably have people turn heads at some of the outlandish stuff they do and say. But I don't want to go into that. But it is what it is. I don't even know what we're talking about. I just talked about because it's about Everton, yeah. But like I said, I think James Rodriguez is just overrated. I think the signing's going to make them better. And it's funny enough, out of their 3 signings, the player they signed coming from, I guess you could say, like the worst team in Watford, newly demoted team, I think is by far their best signing. It's not even a question. I think Doucouré is going to be interesting.
I think he transforms that midfield for them. Honest to God, I really do.
I think him and Richarlison are really going to do wonders for that team. Now, does that mean they're going to sneak into Europa and like make a play at the big kids table? No, I don't think so. I think they're still going to be disappointing.
They're still a few pieces away.
I think they're still going to disappoint people. I think I honestly I haven't really gone into depth in talking to my friends about my Everton friends about the transfer. So I don't know. They could be all excited. But I think they'll be better, but just because you're better doesn't mean you see. I still don't think they get a seat at the when I was a kid we called it the big kids table, even though it was sure. They're not gonna take a seat there yet, but time will tell with them. Hopefully, I can see them not being done. They're probably gonna make up another signing or so. Yeah, especially with Ancelotti at the helm.
Yeah. We got 2 left to go here, and I want to get through these pretty quick, and we'll wrap it up because we're almost at twice as long. This is actually this is Monday. These are Monday matches. Monday at 1 p.m. Sheffield United Wolves. Right off the bat in the Midlands. Right off the bat in the Midlands, man. We're getting involved. I have to give the nod to Wolves in this one. Sheffield I don't think they've done enough and Wolves are good. It's a well coached team, well oiled machine. I'm going to give Wolves a 2-0 win And despite what Ray says about don't forget your draws, and I'm sure we'll have draws. I'm not one for draws. I'm just not.
Yeah.
I want to see wins. I want to see wins or losses. So I am going to go. I'm going to go Wolves 2-0.
This is tough because before the season started, I was talking to one of my friends about everything going on and stuff, and I said the same thing about both the Wolves and Sheffield, and I didn't even realize it until he's like, "Oh, it's the same exact thing." I think both teams are gonna have and I guess I said this about Leicester too. I think both teams are gonna be found out. I think more so Sheffield than Wolves, but I think Sheffield's gonna be found out, and I think teams are gonna find ways to beat them. And I don't think I can see them. I can see them being in a relegation battle. That's how bad I think they're going to fall. I don't think they're going to be in a relegation battle the entire season. I don't think they're going to get relegated. I don't think they're going to have a threat of being relegated at the very end. But I think they'll be down. I can see them being down there. I think Chris Wilder is a great manager. I don't want to take anything away from him. I just think, playing like a team and playing hardworking football can only get you so far. And I think teams are going to kind of find them out a little bit and kind of take them a little more seriously than they have been. I think they're going to. I think they're gonna take a few L's, a lot more than they did last year, and I can see, and I'm not saying they're gonna get blown out of the water, losing 5-0. I can see them losing a lot of 1-0s, a lot of 2-1s. But for this game, I think, and I see the same thing with the Wolves too, because I think the Wolves made a few signings, and I know Sam said the Wolves have made the most exciting signing so far. Don't agree because I have no idea who that is, but I know they signed a young kid. Yeah, they signed another because they're known for the Portuguese play. They signed another Portuguese guy, but maybe that's who it is. I don't know, but I don't know. Wolves never excited me. I don't ever get movement in my pants watching them play, but I think they're gonna do just enough to get by Sheffield, and I'm gonna go 1-0 to the Wolves.
1-0. All right.
Yeah. 1-0.
Okay. Last but not least, I will have very high hopes for the goals. Don't think it's going to happen. It's Brighton Chelsea at the Amex down on the South Coast, and really not much to say here. We all know the transfer window that Chelsea have had with Timo Werner, Kim Ziyech, Kai Havertz. Really the only thing Chelsea, and Malang Sarr, but they're sending him out on loan. Thiago Silva, how dare I forget? Chelsea are going to be good. There's no way to put it. Chelsea are going to score. There's and I don't like it, but it is what it is. They're going to run roughshod over Brighton. I'm going to go 4-0 to Chelsea over Brighton.
Okay, well,
I just, honest to God, I don't think it's going to be pretty. It might be a little ambitious. I'm going to stick by it, but I really think I don't think Brighton are going to score, and I think Chelsea are going to hang 3 or 4. Shit, man, they might hang 5 on them.
So I'm going to contradict myself again. This is probably a record for me, but I don't. And I said this last night, and I stick by it. I don't think Chelsea are going to be as good as everyone says. I think they have a lot. They have too much up front, not a lot of food to feed all the civilians. Again, that's a thing, right? I don't know, but I don't know. I'm not as high on Chelsea as everyone else is. A lot of pretty shiny toys, but those pretty shiny toys break very easily. Very easy.
They're gonna get found out when they come up against a well-disciplined team like Wolves. They're gonna get found out when they come up against a team like Sheffield. I think they're well-disciplined. I think that's where Chelsea get found out. I just don't think Brighton are talented enough.
And I also
just don't think they're talented enough.
Yeah, and I also think the key cog in all of this too with Chelsea's crazy signings. I honestly don't think Fat Frank is good. It's a good manager. I think he's pretty terrible, and I think that's really going to show.
I have to be in the minority on that.
I think he's.
Everybody thinks he stinks as a manager, and
you think he's good?
No. I'm not saying I think he's good, but after 1 year they finished 4th. And with a shit goalkeeper and not a top 6 quality defense and a back line, and they finished 4th. I mean, I think Lampard got the most out of that. They played in the FA Cup final. I think Lampard got the most out of that team that he possibly could. And let's also not forget that, and I can't believe I'm actually like smoking Chelsea's collective poll here, but I don't know.
That ball's dangling from your chin.
Yeah,
right
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean,
I
and see that here, Ray just made a comment. He doesn't think Lampard sees the end of the season.
I don't know if I'd go that far, but
it's a real popular take. I think Chelsea's going to be the club that are going to win games 4-2, 4-3. They're going to score. They might not stop the opponent from scoring, but the fact is they're going to play more teams that they beat in terms of talent and therefore score 4 and hold the other team to 2, 1, things like that. Then because they're only going to play City twice, they're going to play Liverpool twice, they're only going to play us twice, United twice. They get all of those other clubs, the Brightons of the world, the West Broms, the Fulhams. They get all those clubs, and they very well might hang 5 every time they play them on those guys. So, middle of the park's a bit of an issue for Chelsea. The back line, obviously, goalkeeping is a shambles. This blue bottle cap. This blue bottle cap is a better goalkeeper than Kepa. I have a 2-year-old nephew who is a better goalkeeper than Kepa, and he's about this tall. Like, you can't. That's how tall he is. You can't even see him. If you were standing here right now, you can't even see him. He's a better goalkeeper than Kepa.
Oh my gosh.
I digress. They're going to win games because they're just going to outscore you.
He's a pure talent. I agree with that. I agree with that. But the thing is,
then the talent, they're top heavy. The talent's all up front. They're gonna put the ball in the net. So.
And I think people give people, I guess, like yourself, you give Fat Frank a lot of credit for, like you said, and rightfully so, dealing with a shitty defense, a shitty goalie, and they didn't really have much up front at the time. But people forget and I don't think I brought this up yesterday, but I think we're slowly following behind Chelsea's footsteps in terms of buying and selling. A few years ago, not too long, like 2-3 years ago, all of Chelsea's youngsters were on loan. Whenever we heard about a good Chelsea, every time you heard about a good young prospect, like, oh, this guy's really good, plays for Chelsea. He's on loan at Chelsea. Plays for Chelsea. Plays for Chelsea. Plays for Chelsea. And I think we're starting to do that, and we're starting to loan in all of our youngsters and kind of getting that mentality of, okay, loan, bring him back, sell him for a healthy price. And I don't think Chelsea really came full circle around that. I think that was what their end goal was. But then I think Roman Abramovich kind of was like, well, I can't wait. I'm impatient. And he just strip club, just splashing cash. And he bought all the talent. And nothing wrong with that. But I do think a lot of these youngsters that Chelsea have that got him to 4th, like your Mason Mount. I think Pulisic is probably still in the starting 11, but he could be another one that, kind of has to make way for some of this talent. And I think there was talk that Mason Mount's not happy, and then his dad had to tweet back at the news article and say it's bullshit. But he can't be excited. A player like Mason Mount, he's still young. He still has time to evolve and become a real player. But honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they sell him. It's just tough because when you have a lot of youngsters like Chelsea did that could really make moves in the starting 11. Now you're bringing in like your Timo Werners, your Havertz, your Sayaks. Well, I think that could potentially cause some unharmonious takes in the dressing room. But we don't know. But I don't know. I don't really think this pans out the way all Chelsea fans want it. But with that being said, I do think they're gonna, just by talent alone, I think they'll punish some teams, and I think Brighton is one of those teams. I see Chelsea beating Brighton 3-0, and I think people are going to be on Chelsea's pole for that matter for a while. But I just don't think they almost remind me of like a Man U of a couple of years ago. We're like, oh, they got Pogba, they had all these pieces coming in. You're like, oh, and then what did Man U finish? I think it was like last year. They finished like what? Like I don't even know. Did they even make Europa? I don't know. But although to be fair, I think Chelsea's squad this year is definitely better than Man U squad a couple of years ago. But
we'll get into this next week. But just kind of to your point, we're going to get a real good idea as to how good that attack for Chelsea is in the second in match week number 2, which we'll talk about next week. They get Liverpool at the Bridge.
It's going to be a fun one for sure.
That should be a very, very interesting match to watch. So Ray threw out here, so you feel that Werner is all that. No, I don't think that Timo Werner is all that. I think there will be a very significant adjustment period for him in this league. That said, I think he will put the ball in the back of the net, and I actually think he's better than what they have right now. I think he's better than Tammy Abraham. Olivier Giroud is at the end of his career. I think Timo Werner is the player, who else were you really going to put in that role? Who, if Tammy Abraham's not the long-term solution leading the attacking line, who else you put there? And I think Timo Werner.
I'm surprised they signed Timo. I think Tammy Abraham's a good player. I think
he's a very good player. I think he's a very good player.
He goes back to my Mason Mount argument. I actually forgot him until you said that. Like, I think Tammy Abraham is going to definitely feel the effect. I think Tammy Abraham, I actually could see him potentially really starting for even a top 6 team. I think I do. I think he's that good. I think his finish could maybe use a little more work, but he's a good player. But I will say, I don't know if this is in disagreement or because I feel like you kind of flip flopped in your team over to statement. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. Really, but
I think he's a very good player, but I don't think he's a world beater.
See, okay. Well, I don't know if I would say world beater yet, but I do think, and this might be maybe hot take. I don't know. I think Timo Werner is their best signing. And I think he's going to prove that he's their best signing. I don't think Ziyech is going to get on like people say.
Yeah, I don't. Yep.
I think the same for Havertz too. I think they're going to have trouble. I think there's going to be and there's a lot. Let's face it, there's a lot of competition in that area of the field. So it's definitely going to be interesting. And also too, I think Thiago Silva is too old for the Premier League. I don't want to say too old. I just think I don't think he can hang with the big boys.
What? He's 36.
Yeah,
35.
35. He's right there. I think he's gonna be almost like a David Luiz. I think he's gonna be someone who's like, he's a name. He can defend well, but I think he's someone. He'll 2-foot tackle you in the box. He doesn't. He'll surrender.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, cool. Like you didn't look like an asshole and get beat, but he essentially gave a goal away anyway via penalty. So Kepa ain't saving that. But they just signed what was Mendy for like $26 million.
Yeah.
I think Kepa's days are numbered too.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it, man. That's pretty much it. That's all I really wanted to do. Thanks for everybody in the chat. Sam, Gail, Ray. I know Stan was in there earlier. Darren, he might have gone to bed. He kind of went quiet there. Just making sure I'm not missing anyone here. The Arsenal Luchador made an appearance earlier in the show. Arriba! It's not either one of us, by the way. I promise you that. I think that's So appreciate you guys in the chat. Everybody watching live, really appreciate it. Anybody who catches this on replay, please give us a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribing, please do that as well. Click the little bell and make sure that you get alerts every time something comes on the Bearded Gooner channel. And again, just to reiterate, working on some bigger things here at the channel, trying to put together some different content for you guys, put shows out, hopefully, maybe 4 or 5 days a week. This is one of them. So we're going to be doing the PL preview every week. We'll switch it up a little bit. Ryan will be here. Stan will be here. Rowan will be here. So we'll switch things up week to week or every couple of weeks. We'll see how things go. We definitely went over tonight, but Ryan and I get on pretty well. So, pleasure having everybody here. Real quick, links in the description. It's been a while since I've been on. But as I said, the one link that is down there is for the Dogs on the Street charity in London. These folks go out into the homeless community and basically provide supplies, much needed supplies for the homeless population and their dogs. They actually have a sanctuary now where they have I do believe a vet clinic where they will bring the dogs if they need any veterinary care, and they do that basically free of charge. So they rely on donations from folks such as yourselves And I want to give a shout out to Mike over at the Gooners Pod as well. He's not watching right now, but he's running a thing that is fantastic as well, and that's Gooners versus Cancer. So make sure you give him a look-see as well. It's goonersvcancer.com or goonersversuscancer.com. Pretty easy to remember. So any spare change you might have laying around, please consider donating to one of those two charities. Last but not least, my buddy Dan runs the Match Day shop on Hornsey Road. He's open every match day. Go in there for memorabilia, autographed material, things like that. He's got a lot of good stuff in there. Great guy, loves chatting Arsenal. So if you're ever over in the area, definitely check him out before a match as well. That's all we got. Ryan, any final thoughts?
I mean, ArseBros are coming soon, so everyone needs to watch out for that. And a shout out to I want to call him the father of ArseBros, but we're all brothers in Arse, so I guess older, glorified brother. Max is going to be part of the Clock End Talk podcast. So
nice.
They got a little more X-rated, so please check it out. Shout out, Max. They got some interesting people going on there, and I'm real excited to watch them, and I'm excited.
Yeah. Clock End Talk's a good one for sure. Yeah. So, all right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks everybody for tuning in. If you were live in the comments, thanks for joining in and interacting with us. Everybody watching on the replay, thank you very much. Please drop a like, subscribe if you're not already. Hit the bell so you know anytime we're live on the air. And hey, we'll catch you guys out there. Good footy talk.